Shalom, all praise is due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak, Kwadash, the honors to the elect, apostle, bishops, elders, at great millstone, and well. Shalom to elect Ak out there doing this work in sincerity and truth, and not for vainglory, in season, out of season. Okay, this is Psalms 83rd chapter, which is well known by the brotherhood. Okay, the elect. Okay, so I'll just read it. A song, or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. For lo, thine enemies. See, and we have enemies, you know. Besides 2/3 of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? I'm saying, you know, besides the 2/3, these heathen nations, okay? And it's gonna go into it, you know, and we pray for the fall of our enemies, okay? The 2/3 and the heathen nations, okay? All right. But one of our main enemies is going to go into it. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, which are the Israelites. Okay. It didn't say all people. It says thy people. Okay, which are the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Now, you know, they're your enemy, but you don't, 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you don't understand that you have enemies amongst the heathen nations, man. Okay, it says, and one of your main enemies, it's gonna, you know, I'm gonna show you who your main enemy is. Okay, it says they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're the Israelites, okay, that the Bible speaks of. Okay, you're the Israelites, whether you know it or not, you know. Okay, so that's what it's talking about. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, may be no more in remembrance, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Now it's going to name these heathen nations. The tabernacles of Edom. Who's Edom? Edom is the so-called white man. He's your main enemy. Okay? The other nations are your enemies too, but he's your main enemy. Okay? He's in your land over there in Israel. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's your land. Okay? All right? All right? He has you in desolation, living in the ghettos and the slums. Okay? All right? Abortions. He has you set up to lock you up in prison houses, like the scriptures say. Okay? A lot of so-called black men, Latino and Native American men, especially the so-called black man, is in prison here in America. So are you West Indians and you Haitians, man. Okay? You know? So he's your main enemy. All right? The tabernacles of Edom. That's why I mentioned Edom first. Okay? Which is a so-called white man. Adawam in the Hebrew, which means red. Okay? The Ishmaelites. You know, the Aki way. Salaki. Them Ishmaelites, some damn Arabs, man. Okay? You go get your chopped cheese and you could have it the Aki way, right? They always calling you brother, right? No, they're your enemy, man. Okay? They're your enemy. Them Arabs are your enemy, so-called Black, Latino, and Native American, man. All right? Okay? It says, of Moab, which are the so-called Chinese. You got these Chinese restaurants all over the place. You know? And you kind of know that they look down on you. Yup. But they're your enemies too, man. So-called Chinese. The Hagarenes. And the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek. And Amalek is the grandson of Edom. Okay? All right? Which would be those so-called Jews over there in the Holy Land, over there in Israel, over here in America. All right? They're your enemies, and they're going to be dealt with. Okay? All right? It says the Philistines, which are them so-called Africans, they're your enemies too, with inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah. Okay? So yeah, man, so these heathen nations, the so-called white man, they're your enemies, so-called black man, so-called black woman. Okay? So-called Latino and Native American man and woman. Okay? All right? So let's see what's going to happen. All right? All right. Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. And the 24th verse. All right? Because the so-called white man, he's in rulership at this particular point in time. All right? And the 24th verse. Okay? All right? 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, and the 24th verse. Okay? It says, then cometh the end, when he is Yahweh Shai. And by the way, he looks like a so-called black man. All right? All right? He would be a so-called black man if he was walking in the earth today. Okay? All right? And then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he, Yahweh Shai, excuse me, let me read that again. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Yahweh, even the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. Okay? And that's exactly what's going to happen. That's what Yahweh Shai is going to do. All our enemies that we read in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, that's what's going to happen. Yahweh Shai is coming to deliver his elect of the nation of Israel, which are the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're going to come back through the elect. Okay? The 1/3, the elect of the nation of Israel. Okay? Because even though you're the 2/3 and you're going to be cut off and die, but guess what? You're still an Israelite. And all your enemies, Edom, Ishmaelites, the Philistines, Moab, which are the Chinese, Philistines, which are the Africans, Edom, which is the so-called white men, the Ishmaelites, which is those Arabs. Guess what? They're going to be in subjection and slavery under Yahweh Shai, okay? Who the world even calls Jesus Christ, which I even hate saying that, okay? For he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet. Hopefully, you're edified, and with that, shalom.